Oh yeah, you were still down to go to Puerto Rico, bro. I was there like, yo, I'm not
Let me
sure.
explain. Let me explain. Let me explain.
I was like, bro, we'll be fine. Now go on, you explain. You explain the story. You explain the story.
So obviously, so we booked, we planned it out. This is all to do with the fact that I was in Ukraine, in it. So I was like, all right, my year is already rocky. I'm outside of my comfort zone. Let's call it that. Yeah. I'm like, all right, you're not going to stop me from enjoying myself this year. Yeah. So as soon as I got to, and it's kind of bad that I did this because as soon as I got to Ukraine, I'd had all my, what's the word? I booked out my holiday days and stuff, and I paid for a lot of flights and stuff in advance. So I bought tickets to Afro Nation in summer. I bought tickets to Afro Nation Puerto Rico. I bought flights to. I was meant to go to. I was meant to go to Budapest. I bought flights. I meant to like. I'd bare flights and stuff. I'd already paid for my next like 2 trips back and forth to London from Ukraine. So I'd done all these things in advance. So we'd planned like to go to. We planned to go to Miami and then Puerto Rico for my birthday and for Afro Nation. So we were going to go to Miami from the 16th to the 18th, and Puerto Rico from the 18th to the 23rd and back. Then I think it was in the week leading up to it. This is when this Corona thing, people started like talking about it a bit. Not talking about it, like obviously everyone knew that Corona was a thing, but there was all this fake news. They were like, oh, it only affects old people. It only, like, all the stuff they were saying. They're like, oh, it's just a bad flu. All this stuff.
Yeah.
So I was just like, because obviously I still wanted to go on holiday. So I was like, all right, it's just a bad flu. It doesn't affect me. I was like, so I'm not going to be spreading it, all that stuff, yeah. Then flipping on the 13th, so that was the night before I was leaving Ukraine, I got an email saying our return flight had been cancelled because Spain has gone on lockdown and we were flying back via Spain. I was like, oh, damn, man, this is peak. But I didn't think that it meant we can't go. I just thought we just have to avoid Spain. So I was like, oh man, it's peak for Spain, but Miami and Puerto Rico are fine, yeah. Then, so obviously the next day we were discussing it and you're like, oh, no, like, we should cancel, blah, blah, blah. But you're like a bit of a hypochondriac, innit? So I was like, nah, man, this guy is just worried, bro. He's just too worried. Like, we'll be fine.
Looks like I'm a hypochondriac, to be fair. But at the same time, better people were coming down with this disease. And I was thinking...
Bro, but I was just like, all right, it's touching these people in these countries, yeah, but we're not flying to any of these countries. In America, it's barely there. Like, it wasn't even in Miami yet and stuff. And I like, again, the fake news, I was hearing that it doesn't affect warm places. I said, well, yo, where we're going? So we're cool. I was like, yeah, the climate, it burns it all up. You'll be cool.
Bro, I remember, because we went to dinner the week before for your birthday. I remember you trying to tell the people at the table that, like, bro, it doesn't affect in warm countries. Like, the germs, they die. And everyone at the table just kind of looking at you like, big man, where are you getting your information from?
I spoke to one of my friends. I said, bro, I feel like that guy that was like, oh yeah, my cousin, he works for the army, and they said that that we're going on lockdown on Friday.
Those were jokes.
But nah, I was just like, because for me, I was just like, yo, I want to go. This holiday is sick. We've paid already, and it's gonna be lit. So I was like, yo, we're going still. Then, I think it was on the 15th, on the morning of it. So that's the day before we meant to go. They said the mayor of Miami had contracted corona.
Yeah. Mayor of Miami got it. Then Puerto Rico went into a state of national emergency.
Yeah. But then
when Puerto Rico went into a state of national emergency, you were like, bro, let's still go. I'm thinking, fam.
No, relax. Relax, man. I wasn't saying let's still go. I was saying
you were, bro. You're saying
I was, yeah, but it was like I was saying like they're in a state of national emergency, but if we can still fly, then it's cool. Because right now London is in a state of national emergency, but people can still fly into London. So I thought it was one of them.
You want to come into London right now?
Nah, I wouldn't want to, but like if you had to.
If you had to, you could. If you had to, you could.
Exactly. So I was one of them. And not only that, the Afro Nation guy, we're gonna get onto it, but he posted like, we understand that Puerto Rico's in a state of emergency, but don't worry, the show must go on, kind of thing.
Yeah, Afro Nation were thinking the same thing as you, bro.
Yeah, so I was just like, bro,
the same vibe as you.
I was like, if this thing is happening, I'm there. You know what I mean? Because I'm not gonna just be in my yard for the next however long and not enjoy it after I spent flipping over $1,000 on this holiday. So, but then obviously, by later on that day, I was like, okay, nah, this thing is serious. And also because my sister's like, she's been like Queen Corona, just telling all the facts, banging on, blah, blah, blah. So I was like, all right, cool. Let me cancel this thing. So I called the flight agents, the travel agents. And then I think, was it on the morning of that I cancelled the flights? Or was it the night before? Basically, I had to cancel all the other flights because had to cancel all the other flights because we'd already they cancelled our return flight, but they hadn't cancelled all the other ones. So I had to cancel it. I don't know, I can't remember right now, but it was just like, to me, I was like, all right, we'll probably go. This is my thinking, and obviously now it's dumb, but at the time we didn't have the facts in it. But my thinking was, because obviously I was concerned that at a festival there's no way to not get the corona if somebody has it.
That was my concern.
I was like, but it will be cool. It's just a cough, so we'll be all right. Like, I've had a cough before. I've had the flu before. So I was like, my only concern is spreading it. So I was like, so all we do is we just tell them, yo, listen, I've got this disease, quarantine me. And then they put us in some sort of like government facility or something. Like, I don't know, my mind was just doing a madness because I was like, yo, there's no way that 2020 has become like this. So I was like, it will be cool. But obviously, on reflection, that wasn't smart. But
bro, I was bricking it that week, you know. I was like, bro, do you think you should cancel? Every day you're like, no, let's go. Thinking, I don't want to disappoint him.
Was that on the week leading up to it? Was that the week leading up to it?
The week leading up to the trip.
Yeah, because on the week leading up to it, so that's what, from flipping like 8th March, yeah. On 8th March, nobody really knew about this thing. Like, it was later on that week that it started getting serious.
Italy was in a state of crisis. Italy was in a state of crisis. Spain was.
But we're not Italy, bro. I was thinking like, yo, we're not Italy. Like, I don't know why so many people from Wuhan ended up in Italy, but we're not them. Like, I didn't know how I didn't know how it was how. You know, I fell victim to the poor like reporting on this thing. So listen, I hold my hands up. I'm sorry, but yeah.
It's the news' fault.
But now these travel flight companies and like airlines and all that, they're all crooks, bruv. I've realized, and insurance is the biggest scam of an industry, bruv. Like, how can you have we have flight insurance or travel insurance, yeah, and they cancelled the return flight because of the disease of the pandemic, yeah, and they're still saying, no, like, we're basically saying, where on our contract does it say that you have coverage for a global pandemic? And I'm like, bro, is this not?
It's ridiculous, to be honest. Like, that's absolutely stupid.
The whole thing is a mess, man.
I think the issue they're facing, yeah, is like, all of them are at risk right now. Like, airlines are at risk because no one's flying. Like, they don't have any income.
Yeah.
And, like, insurance, there's probably mad people claiming, like, because the whole insurance model is based around the fact that a low number of people claim, right? Like, people buy insurance and you only have to pay out to like a few people.
Yeah.
But if you have a state where like a global pandemic occurs, then everyone's claiming insurance.
Yeah.
So now these lot's business model is just flopped. And it's the same, yeah, for airlines as well. So yeah, it's peak though, because like realistically, who is gonna fly in a pandemic? Like,
you know what I'm worried about? Yeah,
really
like,
give the money back.
Yeah, I'm thinking, because once this is all done, because I want to go on holiday and stuff, but like, are people going to be even keen to be flying out after this?
Not for a while, boy.
Yeah.
Not for a while.
So I was thinking the same with the same with what is it? Like concerts, festivals, all those kind of things, yeah. Obviously, but I don't know, I'm in two minds because I feel like our generation is dumb, and as soon as they see enjoyment, we're gonna go for it. And not only that as well, even looking at America where lockdown hasn't even been lifted, and some states are just like, they're moving like this is the most oppressive thing that's ever happened in the world, and they're like just moving mad, just going out there, just chilling kind of thing. So
yeah.
So it might just be that once it's lifted, everybody's just gonna start. Actually, no, I'm chatting shit because currently, look at like before this week, because it was raining this week, but before that, when it was warm weather, all the parks were still packed out over here as well. So I feel like people will just be out.
People will be out, but I feel like less people will be out. Like things will change a bit. Things will change slightly, but like people will still be about.
So I was chatting to my sister. Have you noticed that like all these festivals, so like Afro Nation, Portugal, them ones, yeah. He hasn't cancelled. Like they haven't Wireless hasn't been cancelled because
because all of these guys are screwed if the festival gets cancelled. Like
exactly. So they don't want to pay it back. Yeah.
Money into it, and like if they have to cancel it, which realistically they will have to cancel it. Like they're gonna have to refund everyone.
Yeah, exactly. So it's like, but like basically, if it hasn't been cancelled, yeah. If let's say we come out of lockdown in the next month or so, because those festivals were all in July. So let's say by July we're not in lockdown anymore, and the festival is able to go ahead in some capacity. Do you think people would still go?
Yeah, but less people. I think some people will go. Some people will be like, nah, not for me. It's like me and you in Puerto Rico. Like you were like, yeah, let's go. I was like, nah.
It's not for you.
Yeah. So you would be the one that risking it.
You know what it was? You know what? I've actually realized what it was. I've actually realized what it was, yeah. Because obviously Ope and Don were going. And so I was like, anytime something happened, yeah, I'll message you and then I'll message them. So I messaged like, I messaged like, the lockdown's getting mad. Puerto Rico might be on a state of emergency or something like that. And Figgy was like, once they cancelled the festival, which was on the 14th.
Friday. I think they cancelled it the Friday before.
Okay, so they cancelled on Friday. Yeah? They were like, so I messaged Don. He was like, oh man, I'm fuming. Still going though. And I was like, bro, if these two are doctors, yeah, and they're going, then surely they know more than I know, who's just been reading the news and Twitter. Like, surely they know more than me. So if they're going, I'm cool. You know what I mean? And Ope went to New York and then had to come back once the lockdown got deep. He's like, nah, I'm out.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like doctors have a extra sense of bravery, man. I feel like being surrounded by mortality so much. Maybe you're just like, you know what, man? It's what it is.
It is what it is.
What it is.
No, that actually might be true. Because I'm even thinking how many medics I know that smoke and stuff. And I always look at it weird because I'm like, surely half the people you treat are smokers. And they're like, it's not going to affect me till I'm 50. So
yeah. No, medics are like unhealthy, man. Like if you think about it, they've been doing some stuff that I'm sure they would advise against. However, I mean, big respect to the NHS and all. Let me not go too hard for doctors right now because we need you guys.
Yeah, definitely. Big respect to the NHS.
So stop clapping on the streets on Thursdays.
Do you still do that, you say?
No, I said stop clapping on the streets on Thursdays.
Oh, yeah, man.
Clap from your house.
No, but that whole clap for the NHS thing, I'll get into it another time, but it makes me uncomfortable, man. Just the way the whole framing of the like narrative around the NHS, it makes me uncomfortable.
I agree.
I see be able to get into it now because I'll be ranting, man. But yeah. Did you see obviously because Afro Nation was getting like a lot of backlash for not cancelling, not giving people their money back. And do you see that guy's tweets? Smade.
I remember his tweets. I can't remember exactly what they said now, but I remember he was tweeting recklessly.
Well, he's basically saying like, tough time never lasts. You know that guy?
Oh yeah, tough time never lasts. Only tough people last.
Because he's like, he was moving like anybody requesting their money back was just a hater rather than like a customer that, you know, is entitled to their money back. He's moving like that. And it was just like he's just blocking people that would DM him about the tickets and stuff. It's like, bro, this is no way for a CEO to behave like regarding this. And I don't know, I really hope he hasn't like ruined the brand like for good. Like I hope people will still be keen to go to Afro Nation stuff because I do think it's actually like a sick concept. I think it's sick. So I just hope it's not.
I agree.
I hope it's not one where he's ruined everything.
See, I imagine the thing is that he just like is screwed. Like as in he's just in a situation where what they've spent means that for them to like pay back everyone puts them in a difficult position.
Mm.
I would assume like that the reason they're not refunding is mainly like because I don't know if it's I would probably I don't think it's because of greed. I think it's probably because they're actually like if they have to refund everyone, they're in trouble. But what do I know, man? Maybe they maybe they just don't want to pay people back.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know how flipping festivals work because, for example, paying the artists and stuff, they wouldn't have done that yet, right? Because the artists haven't performed.
Yeah, but you would have had to put down like an
Because
investment for like the venue.
yeah, all that stuff. Yeah, but isn't the majority of the cost in paying artists? I don't know how it works.
Nah, I doubt it, man, because you gotta pay for like the stages, you gotta pay for like the stools, you gotta pay for like toilets, like there's a lot of shit that you would have to
That's
buy,
true.
right?
That's true. I
And
mean,
then
I'm not.
artists will obviously be a cost as well, which I assume they did pay the artists, right? Like when you pay the artists, you probably pay them in advance,
No,
no?
because surely you don't pay them the full fee until they actually perform. Because what's to stop a guy just waking up and being like, "No, I can't be bothered."
Depends how they do it, I guess. That's what Wiley used to do.
Yeah, but
Not show up to his shows.
even Wiley, because when Wiley skipped Wireless that year and they booked Lethal Bizzle on the day, like I doubt that they paid Wiley the full thing.
Or they ask for their money back.
Maybe.
I don't know actually. I don't know exactly how it works.
Yeah, neither do
But yeah, I assume that like the reason is less greed, more like they're in a difficult situation. But
I mean,
still,
they must be in a difficult situation because man was trying to book. They're trying to tell everyone Afro Nation Mexico is coming in September. It's like, bro, it's a pandemic. Like, no one's going to, no one's going to your show, bro.
you see them relax.
Relax, man.
Yeah, nah, that's not gonna happen. But yeah, I think it is because if you look at the like the bigger shows, like um, what's it? Coachella literally just postponed it. Like they literally
Yeah,
just changed the days. There's like other ones that refunded
South
people.
by Southwest.
Yeah, and it's like the smaller ones, which Afro Nation is still fairly small right now. That like um have an issue with it.
Do you think they tried to do too much too fast? Because like by the time Afro Nation Mexico or was supposed to be, that would be 5 festivals in five, six. That would be 6 festivals in just over a year.
Yeah, they probably did. To be honest with you, they probably did. Like you had your what? Portugal was the first one, right? Last
Yeah,
summer.
Portugal, then Ghana. I'll
Yeah,
tell you about Ghana as well. I'll tell
they
you about
definitely
Ghana.
did. They definitely did too much. They definitely did too much. I mean, it could have worked for them, but it's a very risky strategy. Like even if there wasn't a pandemic, it's a very risky strategy to do that.
Mm,
Could have ended up being like the next Fire Fest or something.
for real, for real.
But yeah, man, we'll see how it pans out. Are you
That
still
guy,
thinking
man.
to
Like
go
I'm thinking about it
to
now because all the like I feel he has kind of ruined the brand a little bit because like all the other ones like Wireless also haven't paid people back. People are annoyed about that. But not whoever the owner of Wireless is, the face of Wireless, isn't blocking people on Twitter
Yeah, he's not doing that.
and telling them like you know what I mean.
But
And
are you,
saying
are
I
you
like
still
to
thinking
block
to
out
go though?
negativity from my life. Like bro, it's not negativity. They just want their money back, man.
Yo, are you still thinking to go though to the Portugal one?
I want to get my money back, man. I want to get my money back.
Okay.
But I don't know. I was thinking about this as well because obviously I'm planning on going to Ghana at Christmas. But I
Mm.
don't know if everything's gonna be like I kind of doubt that things will be back to normal by December where like you can go to bars and clubs and that kind of on concerts and that kind of stuff. Like I feel like all that stuff is not gonna happen again until 2021.
Probably. I don't know. Yeah, I think because if they bring it out a lockdown, they'll probably do a thing where they bring it out, but it's like, um,
Gradual.
huh?
It's gradual.
Yeah. Like when they bring it out, it's probably like you can go to work and you can go to school rather than like you can go to clubs and festivals.
Yeah.
Like, they'll probably do that first.
Because Ghana hasn't even hit the peak yet. And they don't. It's not like over here where there's an NHS. Like they don't have. Like it's dangerous out there. Like they don't have the health care services to like sustain a serious pandemic. So because of that, like they have to be like extra careful. So I doubt that they'll just be like, oh yeah, your festival can run and stuff like that. But if it can run, then I would go in December and that, because I don't know, when you go Ghana, it's just like it's just enjoyment for the whole month, you know what I mean? But if you take away all the enjoyment, then what we do, like I'll still go just because the weather's nicer and like see family and that. But
yeah.
I would ideally like to go and you know be inside. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah, inside.
yeah.
We're really there inside right now,
Yeah,
boy.
for real, man. For real.